Hello and welcome to the Kenneth for Camel Law of Legal podcast, looking at recent criminal cases. In this edition, we look at um, the leaving the scene in fatal accident case of State versus Sene. The question was whether or not there's contact was needed between the defendant's vehicle and the victim's vehicle, whether or not that's a necessary element to the criminal charge of leaving the scene of an accident. And in this case, uh, the appellate division confirmed that contact was not necessary where someone was the cause of an accident and that someone was killed or injured. And that's State versus Sene. Here, the defendant contended that uh, a necessary element to the crime was contact between his vehicle and the victim. Um, the facts were a defendant was driving a taxi when a pedestrian stepped in his lane of traffic. The pedestrian fell into the adjoining lane of traffic, was killed when she was run over by another vehicle. The defendant did not stop his taxi at the scene and left without speaking to anyone. A jury convicted him of leaving the scene of a fatal accident under N.J.S.A 2C:11-5.1. The court disagreed with the defendant, held that contact was not an element of the crime. They also held that the statute was not unconstitutionally vague. They affirmed the defendant's secondary conviction, and that's State versus Sene, spelled Sene. For other information on recent criminal cases, visit website njlaws.com and website benotguilty.com. And for representation, contact law office of Kenneth for Cameron Edison at 732-572-0500. Thank you.